Hello, and welcome to day 17. Today we're going to talk about the human brain, how it developed, and how it can set you up for success, but also for failure. Your mind, my mind, all minds really come in three distinct levels. At the base level, in the back of our brain, is called the brainstem. They call that the reptilian brain because it focuses on things reptiles do: eat, sleep, breathe, have sex. The next layer up is called the mammalian brain. This is our emotion center. This is where the limbic system lies. So we focus there on sadness, happiness, motivation to get outside and do things. And then the more important part of our brain that we don't always use all the time is called the neocortex. That takes up 33% of our brain. And that focuses on rational thinking, forward judgment, and impulse control. A few other species have this, but not as much as we do. So it's really important that we use this side of our brain. And on top of that, we also have two hemispheres of our brain. So we have three distinct levels: the reptilian, mammalian, and the neocortex. And then we have two distinct sides. On the right side of our brain is called the emotional brain. It's where we focus on art and creativity. The left side of our brain is the rational center that focuses on language, math, science, the analytical stuff. But we need to balance those two. And that's what researchers call the wise mind. And in order to do that, we need to kind of remember that the emotional mind really is the one that takes precedence. I like to think of it like a horse rider analogy. The rider on the left side is the one that gives us direction of travel. The right side, the emotion, the horse, is what gives us the power to go there. But they need to work in unison to go anywhere. But the emotional mind is what has the most power. That's what came first in our brain's progression and development. So we need to focus on that and understanding that we need to engage our rational mind, not just follow our emotional mind. There's a story I like of it's a Zen story, and it talks about a horse and a rider going through full speed through a town. And one of the merchants yells out, "Hey, where are you going?" And the rider yells back, "I don't know, ask the horse." The point I'm trying to make with this is that we let our emotions run our lives and push us in a direction without checking in with the pro-con list of our brains, the rational mind. So we need to interact with both. And one way to do that is to stop labeling everything that comes into our lives and come through with a tripod of awareness. Basically seeing life openly, objectively, and observing the world around us without labeling it. Having a curiosity of what's around us. I'm not saying don't say everything's negative. Don't say everything's positive too, because I'm not a positive thinking fanatic and says that your world can have no problems. That's just not realistic. You all have problems. It's just trying to make those problems as high quality as possible. So one way to do that is to not follow the emotional mind wherever it wants to go, because the emotional mind sometimes, what I call, suffers frequently. And suffering is just wanting the moment to be different than it is at any one point. Wanting someone different to be there, wanting the weather to change, or your mood to be different. In my mind, that's suffering. And that's what the emotional mind wants to do. So, in order to kind of overcome that, you need to accept the present moment a little bit better. And follow kind of one of the old Buddhist sayings that I like that says, pain is unavoidable, but suffering is optional. So we always have a choice in life of how we want to view things and label things and have a different perspective. So that's what I'm asking of you today. So for your self-reflection, I want you to kind of think about some situations that have happened in your life and how you might be able to think of them a little bit differently. So that's all I have for today. Thanks for checking in, and have a good day.